We got one?
Yes.
At least the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, good morning and welcome to Vision. I am so glad you're all here today. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad we're all here. Let's stand up together and celebrate being together today. This is the day that God has made. I will rejoice. This is the time to celebrate. Lift up every voice. Enter this moment as God's own heart. Standing with joy in the truth of who we are. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. All right, Mr. Jim Mooney. This is the day that God has made. I will rejoice. This is the time to celebrate. Lift up every voice. Enter this moment as God's own heart. Standing with joy in the truth of who we are. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. This is the day that God has made.
Hey. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to our Sunday celebration here. So glad you're joining us on this Independence Day weekend. And I just love that we get to celebrate our holiday together. Yay. Let's start in prayer, shall we? All right. Just so grateful to come together in consciousness, knowing there is only one life, one love, one law. The life, the love, the law of spirit, always, everywhere, moving into a greater expression of itself, guiding, directing, loving itself, as us, for us, with us. The movement of Spirit right now. And I know that we are blessed by our participation here as we celebrate our connection, knowing we're held in the arms of Spirit. And in that, all our needs are met. Overflowing good. So I know that all is well, for all is God, and so it is. Amen. So again, good morning. Thanks for being here. I'm Reverend Jeanne Phillips. I'm one of the staff ministers here at Vision, and I'm filling in for Reverend Patty, who is on a much-needed vacation. Wish her well there in Hawaii. Yeah, lucky her. We have a wonderful service ahead. We have music, plenty of music, meditation, prayer, a little talk that might inspire you through the week, I hope, yes. But I did want to tell you about the support that we offer here at Vision. And one of the best ways that you can be supportive is through our prayer practitioners. They're licensed spiritual counselors who studied for years in the art of compassionate listening and healing and affirmative prayer. So I do invite you to take advantage of them. They're here to be taken advantage of. You can find their names and numbers in your bulletin on the opposite side of your prayer request form. There's also a virtual meet and greet that after service you can join a practitioner and other congregants for fellowship and one-on-one prayer. And then finally, there are the prayer request forms. And those are on the website as well as in your bulletin. And if you fill it out, the practitioners will pray for your request all week long. And if you put your phone number, you'll even get a call from one of them that they'll even leave it on your answering machine if you want, so you can listen to it all week. So there's really no reason not to get the support that you need here. And we also have guest packets, which are found at the entrance as well as on the table in the back. Pick one up and share it with someone who's interested in checking us out, maybe. There's a wonderful greeting that we recite to our guests and to ourselves to remind us that we are all connected heart to heart. So let's say it together. Whoever you are and wherever you are welcomed here. You are safe and you are loved. And so I invite you to share that love with someone next to you to just say, hello, welcome to Vision. Oh, we're such a fun, chatty group. Yay. All right, now I'm going to hand it off to our celebration singers to lead us in our centering song and prepare us for our meditation.
God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am.
Good morning. My name is Catherine Flanagan, and I'm a licensed spiritual counselor here at Vision. Please take these quotations into your heart as we move into the silence and allow the tones of the bowl to bring you into and out of our 5-minute meditation. Make your heart like a lake with a calm, still surface and great depths of kindness. It's from Lao Tzu. And our founder, Ernest Holmes, says, we are all in search for something that can make life worthwhile, something that can make us whole. And that something that we are searching after is God. Not a God who is far away from us, but a God who is closer to us than our very breath. The discovery of this God in yourself is the greatest discovery you will ever make. And now, remaining in the meditative state, please know with me that there is but one life. That life is God's life, and that life expresses and experiences through all of us, every day and every way. And because we are expressing and experiencing this life of God, we are filled with joy, happiness, abundance, prosperity, freedom, hope. All the qualities of God are expressed and experienced through us, and we can act together as one. Therefore, I know that today and throughout next week, that we will all work in conscious movement together, that we will share our love, our joy, our happiness, that the abundance of these qualities will be available to us, and we will express them. I also know that today the service will be beautiful, that Reverend Jean's talk will be good, Janet will sing marvelously, and the band will play. And I am grateful for this. I say thank you, and I know that as God is, I am, and so it is.
Our singer today is remarkably versatile with the number of styles from classical to Christmas carols to Renaissance singing to jazz and also spiritual leading for many years in San Diego. So we're very lucky to have Janet Hammer with us today.
When I need quiet, I go within. When I need comfort, I go within. When I'm longing for peace, I go within. Oh, I go within. When I need answers, I go within. When I'm taking my chances, I go within. When I'm looking for guidance, I go within. Oh, I go within. 'Cause the kingdom of heaven is here in my heart, and I'm walking on its golden path. And in the midst of the storm, there is a calm port, and I know that I'm here at last. Yes, I know that I'm here at last. When I'm seeking reflection, I go within. When I'm needing direction, I go within. When I'm longing for shelter, I go within. Oh, I go within. 'Cause the kingdom of heaven is here in my heart, and with it. Yes, I go with it.
Wow, that was exactly what my talk is. So, one mind, yes. Yeah, thank you. Beautiful. So again, happy Independence Day weekend. It is a new month, which means there's a new theme. The theme is Rolling in the Deep, and my talk title today is Divine Depths. So basically, I want to explore what it means to not just know the divine, but to really go deep into it. You know, if you're like me, it's pretty easy to feel the presence of God when things are going well, right? Yeah. You know, those moments of joy and light and clarity, those mountaintop moments, right? Yeah, God's with me, I can tell, right? But what's harder is when you feel, it's harder to feel the presence when it's not so rosy and sweet. During the times when we feel like we're sinking and not soaring, right? But here's the thing. Our connection with the presence, with God, with Spirit, it begins down in the deep, not on the mountaintops. It's built in the quiet, surrendered to the unknown. That's the place where the connection is developed and strengthened. That's where transformation really begins. Oliver Wendell Holmes writes, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." So that's where we're going today. Within, right? Yes. Within the deep. You with me? Okay. You know, so we do live much of our lives in just on the surface, right? Checking the boxes and meeting the deadlines and keeping up appearances. But the surface is noisy and it's choppy and it can be pretty shallow. Right? To really experience the divine, the presence, we have to go deep, deeper than our thought, deeper than our fear, and deeper than our need to control. Right? You know, I think the ocean is just the perfect symbol of the divine and our lives. The ocean surface is, well, there's a lot of motion. There's the waves, there's the foam, there's the noise. Yeah. Just like where we often live in our restless minds, the ups and downs of our circumstances, the incessant doing, right? Lots of motion. But if you go a little deeper, whether in the ocean or in yourself, the noise quiets. Go deeper still, and you'll find calm and pressure and power and ultimately mystery. We can't see the bottom of the ocean, just like we can't see the bottom of spirit. But we can surrender into it. We can feel it holding us. Because that's what the divine does. It holds us so strong and yet so tender. It's like the ocean, vast and deep. You know, Ernest Holmes taught us that we are all just part of the one universal mind and that we have vast depths within us. He often said, there's a power for good in the universe, that's greater than you, and you can use it. Yes, we've all heard that, yeah. But I would add, yes, we can use it, but only if we're willing to get still enough, deep enough, and actually to feel it. Of course, our spiritual tools of treatment, meditation, visioning, affirmations, those are fantastic practices because they are doorways to the depths. They help us move below the surface level thinking and into the vast waters of divine wisdom. When we use these tools with an open heart, we discover a space that's very profound. That's where the guidance is. That's where our connection is. The founder of Agape International Spirit Center, Michael Beckwith, reminds us, he writes this, "We don't pray to get what we need. We pray to realize we already have what we need. We don't meditate just to calm the mind. We meditate to move beyond the mind and to remember that we are all pure awareness. And once we see that, we'll never be the same." Right? We just need to remember we are pure awareness from the depths of the seas to outer space. In fact, speaking of space, did you know that NASA has discovered that most of the known universe, 95% of it, is made up of dark energy and dark matter? Right? We can't see it. We can't measure it directly. But it is what holds the galaxies together. What we once thought was empty space is actually teeming with energy and filled with a unique type of matter. I don't know. It sounds like divine depths to me. How about you? Yeah. The presence of spirit is often invisible, unmeasurable, but it holds us, and it surrounds us, and it moves through everything, even when we can't perceive it. So if we only trust what we see, we are really missing the deeper truth. The truth that there is a cosmic intelligence at work. Always, everywhere, including within us. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean that it's not real. In fact, in religious science, we say the unseen realm is more real because it's the cause, not just the effect. So maybe deepening our relationship with spirit means learning to trust the invisible, to recognize that mystery is not the absence of truth, but the presence of the infinite. Right? Just think about that. Mystery is not the absence of truth, but the presence of the infinite. Ernest Holmes writes that no human has ever plumbed the depths of either the conscious or the subjective life. In both directions, we reach out to infinity. And since we cannot encompass infinity, we shall always be expanding and always enlarging our capacity to know and to experience. That's such a great quote, such a truth, right? We cannot encompass infinity, so we will always be expanding, always enlarging our capacity to know and to experience. Because, that's our purpose. That's why we're here. That's our soul. That's what our soul is here to do and to be. A greater expression of life, a greater expression of love, a greater expression of spirit. There's an ancient story that I love. It's the myth of the phoenix. There's this beautiful, radiant bird that lives for a very long life. But when its time is done, it doesn't cling to what was. Instead, it builds a nest and then sets it on fire and allows itself to be consumed by the flames. And then, from the ashes, it rises again. Now, I know that sounds dramatic, but I don't know about you, but have you ever had a phoenix-like moment, or two, or three? Many times we rise above, yes. Times when everything fell apart, the job ended, the relationship crumbled, the identity no longer fit. We weren't flying, we were burning, right? And yet somehow, in that deep night of the soul, something deeper emerged. And it wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a new spiritual depth. And here's the truth. The fire, the spirit doesn't always pull us up. Sometimes it also just pulls us into the silence, into surrender, into transformation. The fire didn't destroy the phoenix, it freed it. It freed it to start again, to create a new beginning. And the same is true for us. The physician Rachel Naomi Remen writes this. I love this quote. Sometimes the soul grabs you by whatever handle is sticking out and leads you back home to yourself. Yeah. And I think the reason I really love that quote is because I just so relate to it. It so describes, for me, my attraction to hospice and ministry. Because, I had no idea, no plan, no thought that even there was such a path. I was firmly established in a 20-year career in broadcast journalism and happy as hell. And this is it. And then I happened upon a religious science church and started taking classes. And bit by bit, I found that my job just didn't fit me anymore. I felt out of sync with both the life that I was living and myself. It just didn't feel right in my skin anymore. And trying to maintain the walls of my old self, it just got too hard. My soul was calling for something else, something more aligned with who I was becoming, who I was growing into, who I was deepening into, right? My soul had grabbed a different handle and led me back home to myself in ministry. And here I am, yeah. Richard Rohr is a Franciscan priest, author, teacher, and he says there are two experiences that will shatter that protective shell that we build around ourselves. They are love and suffering. He says only love and suffering are strong enough to break down our usual ego defenses, to crush our dualistic thinking, and to open us to the mystery. Yeah. And he points out there's a straight line between the two of those. He says, if we love greatly, it's fairly certain we will soon suffer because we have somehow given up control to another. Right? Isn't that true? When we love greatly, when we open our heart, we have to give up control and surrender our defended self to that greater good, giving way to the divine. My years as a hospice chaplain have showed this to me over and over and over again. Death is the great equalizer. We all have an end date. No one is immune. Sorry to tell you that. It's true. And whether you're the terminal patient or the struggling family member, the prospect Facing the prospect of death head on, that's painful, right? It forces a person to widen their view and to question their priorities. It's part of the pain because it requires stepping out of the familiar, the safe, the controlled, and into the mystery, the unknown. And that's some scary stuff. And here's what else I found. At the end of life, what really matters is not the possessions that we have accumulated, the status that we've attained, or the money in the bank. What really matters is the love that we've expressed. It's the people, the love shared, the relationships healed. That becomes the highest priority. That's what really matters. So love and suffering, right? Cracking us open to see more deeply the truth of who and what we are and what's important. You know, one of the most common regrets that I came across at the bedside of my dying patients was how they wished they had the courage to live a life more true to themselves. Right? That they had followed their heart more often instead of the expectation of others. That they had lived more wholeheartedly, been more present for their lives, and that they'd been more honest and open and expressive of their feelings, less fearful, more brave. Yeah, common regrets. And you know, these are all things that we can address and change at any time, even right now. Right? So that brings me to this question. When was the last time that you let yourself be quiet enough to really feel the divine? Not as an idea, but as a presence. Right? When was the last time you let go of trying to figure it out and instead allowed yourself to just be held by something greater? You don't have to wait for a crisis or a burning nest, right? You can roll into the deep right now. You can let go of that surface self, the rolls, the rushing, the noise, and sink into the truth that's been calling you all along. The truth, you are not separate. You're not broken. You're already in the deep. As Ernest Holmes says, there is something within you that sings the song of eternity. Listen to it. There is an eternal springtime of your soul. Always rising but never setting is the sun of your destiny. Yeah. So this week, here's my invitation to you. Take 5 minutes every day to not do anything, right? Just be. To sit in the silence, to breathe, to feel the depths of your being. Say inwardly to yourself, I roll into the deep. I trust the mystery. I'm held by the divine. In fact, let's say that together here. I roll into the deep. I trust the mystery. I'm held by the divine. Yeah, because that's true. It's so true. Because in the silence, in the mystery, in the ashes and in the stars, there is a love that knows you completely. A power that is never absent. A depth that is calling you home. So, as we celebrate the outer freedom of this Independence Day weekend, may we also claim the inner freedom, the freedom to trust, to release, to transform, and to rise. Let's stop pedaling so hard on the surface and let ourselves roll in the deep, because that's where the real power is. That's where divine depths are waiting. Thank you very much.
Do you ever wonder why we're here? Day to day living and year to year. There's got to be a purpose, a reason for life. There's got to be something you've got to get right. Evolution's calling your name. There's something greater than the same old same. There's got to be a dream or two. There's got to be a little light in you. There's got to be a little heart of fire. There's got to be something your heart desires. It's time to be all you can be. The sky's the limit to your destiny. Don't tell me stories about your fear and doubt, about the gifts that you were born without. You've got everything you need to succeed. You've got unlimited creativity. So don't give up on your dreams, 'cause you can create a new reality. Yes, you can create a new reality. You can create a new reality. Oh yeah.
You guys are so awesome. Yay. So now it's time for our conscious circulation, conscious giving, our chance to give and receive from that ever-flowing circulation of good that we know and we love. We know that as we share our gifts, we absolutely receive even more. That's the law of abundance, right? The divine circulation. You know, the fact is you just can't outspend God. Let's try, though. Yeah, through our conscious circulation, we become channel for spirit in the world, blessing all those who have blessed us. So we get to circulate it. So I invite you to contribute to the financial health and well-being of Vision to support this wonderful, loving community. Giving back to where you're spiritually fed. Your donation does make a difference, and it ripples out to help create a world that works for everyone. So whether you're giving here in the basket or online, just join me in this prayer of gratitude as we go within. We just give thanks for the abundance, the divine supply in each of our lives. I know that the gifts given go out to heal and to prosper and bless all that they touch. They are the physical proof of the spiritual truth that God is the source and substance of all supply. And I know that as we give freely, we receive mightily. As life renews itself, we are blessed, and our gift returns multiplied abundantly. And so it is. So this, I believe, is a time for a miracle minute. Is it? Yes, it is. Check the board. And I don't have any. You guys? Anything? Anything? Anybody want to? If you do, this is the Miracle Minute, just so you remember, it is our chance to experience and to share our experiences of answered prayer, and which is demonstrated in our lives. And it's because we know that prayer changes things, and it's so nice to hear that it's working around us. So I do encourage you, if you have a miracle minute, and you don't want to tell me about it right now. Oh, Cindy is raising her hand. Cindy, share your miracle minute. Speak loudly.
Online can't hear it, so you have to repeat it, Jeanne.
Okay.
So, in brief, my sister's dog came very ill, and
Her sister's dog was ill.
yeah, and she was sure that the dog's going to die. Took her to the vet. Apparently,
Went to the vet.
some poison someplace, and it was treated for a couple
it was treated. And the practitioners prayed for it, and they found out what went wrong, and it's fine. Yay! Thank you for sharing that. Yes. Yay. Well, and if there is we're taking it from the group. Is that okay, John?
Go for it.
Why not?
This morning I was really struggling with the question of suffering. Like when I look around me everywhere, I just see suffering.
Questioning suffering.
We needed that addressed, and you just addressed it in your talk. And when I looked over here at that banner and I saw that if I believe in suffering, it pretty much blocks every one of those. There's no peace. I don't feel whole. I'm not joyful. I'm out of balance. And what you said just, I feel like softened.
Lovely. Thank you. Oh,
Thank you very much.
you bet. So can I summarize the miracle was that by thinking of suffering, seeing that, recognizing that suffering stops all of those qualities of God from really coming forth, and it brought peace. Thank you for sharing. Lovely. All right. You can also just email Reverend Patty, and then she'll read it next week. All right, John, it's your turn. Last word with John Codrow.
So Reverend Jeanne, what she didn't mention was that Debbie said her talk is what addressed that. And then she went to the qualities of God. Reverend Jeanne's a little humble. So I just wanted to mention that to the online audience there. So today, hospitality, we are celebrating Independence this weekend. So we're going to have some dogs and burgers and all kinds of stuff here. So stay afterwards and enjoy our hospitality. I want to thank everybody who's a part of that. I know Janet, Rich, and Elle, and Alrec, and all the group are helping us. So thank you, everybody who brought food for that as well. For those of you online, we continue our meet and greet right after the celebration. We have a practitioner available for one-on-one prayer. I hear Brenda's going to be working with us. So join us. We'd love to say hello to you. Today is the Vision Men's Circle. JP, come on up. He wants to talk a little bit about what they're doing in this group.
Yeah, I had to take care of this quickly because John has a lot of announcements. But I wanted to just give a report that over 6 months of this group, we've established a really good core of men, and we get together the first and third Sundays at noon. We're going to be meeting in that classroom over there, and we discuss whatever's on our hearts or whatever that brought up in the talk or whatever going on in our life or the world. And this is done with confidentiality, so you can come and share. Anyone who identifies with the divine masculine is welcome. And that's really it. We're doing great, and it's the men enjoy it, right? All right. I hope to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, JP. Also today, the prayer shawl group gets together. They are also going to be doing, it's not knitting. What is it, Catherine, again? Knitting and crocheting. I'm going to come join you guys so I can learn what you guys are doing. So they're meeting in Hazel's room in the back here. Oh, you're not meeting in that room? You're meeting in that room. Somewhere in this building they'll be meeting. Just knock on doors. They'll be around here somewhere. This Tuesday evening, we have a special concert with Carlos Almeida. He's going to have a little Puerto Rican dinner. Starts at 5:30. If you guys want to join, it's only like $25. You can buy tickets in the bookstore or online. It's Carlos Almeida who's just in town for the weekend, so we'd love to have you be a part. The diversity team is meeting on this Wednesday from 5 to 6. They are doing an online meeting. If you want to join them, you can get the link that's on the website on the calendar. Next week, we're showing the movie. It's this week, actually. Exhibiting Forgiveness. That's on Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's movie night. Thank you, TK, for setting that up. And we're going to be doing that from 7 p.m. till 9. It's a 2-hour movie. We got fresh popcorn. Join us. It's going to be a really good, it's kind of a cool movie about forgiveness, a man and his dad and how they dealt with it. So join us for that, 7 p.m. Next week, Reverend Jeanne continues the month of Reverend Jeanne Phillips. She's doing the Death Cafe, and it's going to be on Monday, July 14th. If you want to join her for that, you can sign up on the website. She'll tell you it's a little bit more about it. It's really interesting, and it's limited to a number of people. So if you want to be a part, sign up. Also, open mic night is that Wednesday as well. And then we have Gregory Page who's going to be here with us. A lot of stuff going on in July. Check the calendar, see what we have going. Love for you to be a part. Speaking of other events, Mr. James Vandenberg, we got classes going on.
Yeah, this summer we have 2 certificated classes. One started last week with Reverend Jeanne facilitating, called Revealing Wholeness. It's the mind, spirit, body connection, about healing specifically. So there's still time to join. You're allowed to miss, I think, one. It's a certificated course, so I think you're allowed to miss one, but then you're, Anyway, it's Tuesdays in the late afternoons, like 4 to 6. And it's online. And then after that, in a couple weeks, we have Self-Mastery, the Emergence of the True Self. This is another certificated class. It's a mastery level course going deep into the idea of you want your life to show what your higher self really is. So how to make that connection and how to make that a part of your life and let that be your new life. So that's also 100% online. That's a Thursday morning class from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Thank you, James. So join if you want to do some summer classes with us. So Pride Parade is starting, it's going to be on July 19th, and the diversity team wants you to be a part of it. And there's a sign-up sheet outside the doors here if you want to be a part and sign up. You get a t-shirt. We'd love for you to join us. I think it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning or something like that, 8 to 10, and then we walk in the parade. So if you'd like to be a part, we would love for you to join us. On the 20th, we are having our annual meeting. Vision has an annual meeting talking a little bit about the year before. How'd we do? What do we got going for the next year? And I just want you to know we are rocking. This place is doing so well. Vision in this community is wonderful. We are growing, and we're one of the few in this country who is growing and making it happen here. So thank you for all of what you do. Love, love, love. And part of that was Gourmets for God. So what an interesting time Gourmets for God was last week. So it's our first time using an online system, and it was a lot of fun because, boy, at the end of the time, people were just bidding and bidding and bidding. It really worked out well. I want to thank everybody who has supported it through creating a Gourmets for God or those who bid for it. We got some really fantastic events coming up, and we raised $5,700 for that. And it's interesting, the guy who started the Gourmets for God is in the building with us today, Michael Powers, and I want to thank Michael for setting that up years ago and making that happen for us. Thank you, Michael. How about Reverend Jeanne Phillips today, huh? She was wonderful. Love, love, love her. Janet Hammer, how about Janet Hammer today, too? Man, Reverend Patty goes away, we got it covered. We got good stuff happening here. Next week, Reverend Patty will be back. Welcome back. And she's speaking in its role with it. And we have Gregory Page who's going to be singing, and so it's a big part. Today is the first week of the month, and we don't have, where's the cake? Rich, get the cake. If your birthday's this month, please stand up. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear July. Happy birthday to you. Your birthday, Janet? All kinds of birthdays. I got cake. It's not chocolate, but it is cake. And it says happy July birthdays, and you're going to enjoy it. So thanks, everybody.
All right. Well, now it's time for our affirmations. Let's close with those. I invite you to stand up because we're about to declare those wonderful affirmations, and we want to stand in the power of the words. And the ministers and practitioners coming up front to be available for prayer afterwards. Yay. All right. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Universal love surrounds and supports me. I am open to receiving wisdom and guidance. I trust the divine timing of the universe. All right, I'm hearing 2 and 3. Let's do both. I am open to receiving wisdom and guidance. I trust the divine timing of the unknown. Oh, of the universe, sorry. Yes, so just join me in prayer here to just ground this service. So grateful for this time together. This opportunity to be held by Spirit always. The divine outpictures in wondrous, unique ways throughout each of us, today and every day. And so as we move into this week, going deep, we connect daily with the divine, in the depths, in the silence, in the inner peace, and in the all-encompassing love. I'm so grateful for this truth and for this beautiful expression of Spirit that is vision, knowing all is good, for all is God, and so it is.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, together all are we. When we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where